we get started, I wanted to set a little context for our presentation. Ithaca and Tompkins faces very complex, interwoven set of challenges and problems that must be addressed together. We have an ongoing housing crisis with a constant need, it seems, for adding adequate affordable housing at all income levels in the county. We also want to see entrepreneurs able to grow their businesses and love to see them create more meaningful jobs at a living wage. But the city and the county have made these climate commitments to help stabilize the climate by reducing our emissions. And of course, we want to achieve all of these goals in a way that's fair to all of us here in the community, both now and into the future. And it's true that if we were to take a business as usual approach to solving these individual challenges on their own, we are likely to come into conflict. But we believe that there is an emerging and very clear path forward where we can provide adequate housing, support business development, and accept our responsibility for participating in climate stabilization and moving towards true energy security. Well, as we do this work together, we're going to face, I think, many difficult decision points, and our group of citizen volunteers came together in response to one such decision point, represented by the proposal by NYSEG to add a new gas pipeline running through Dryden to supply methane for new residential and commercial development in our county. Now, at a capacity of 124 psi, this pipeline could carry over 700,000 cubic feet per hour of methane, and therefore it represents a very significant decision point in terms of adding new fossil fuel infrastructure, in that it will prevent us from reaching our climate stabilization goals. If we were to actually use that 700,000 cubic feet per hour capacity, that's equal to about 14% of the carbon dioxide emissions of the entire county in 2008. So it's significant, even though at first it just seemed like a little pipeline. Now, okay, it's a threat to our ability to pursue our climate goals, but many of our local business interests are concerned that without the pipeline, we won't be able to add housing or add jobs to expand businesses. So our talk today hopes to address some of those concerns. We've noted a number of assumptions that are made by those who advocate for the pipeline. They tend to believe that there are not viable and affordable alternatives. And they note that methane has been the cheapest fossil fuel in recent years, and they don't think it poses that much of a threat or a risk in terms of the economy or the environment. And they tend to believe that methane has lower environmental costs than other fossil fuels, especially coal. We'll spend most of our time today talking about these first two assumptions because our community has had less time to learn about the alternatives to methane for space heating and hot water. And whereas we have spent a lot of time over the last 5 years learning about the dangers of fracking for gas in terms of its environmental impacts. So I'm going to turn it over now to Brice to walk us through what he has found from his energy modeling.